Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, MCKOOKIE. In today's video, I wanted to basically give my first impressions of Paladins. It's been in beta for almost as long as Overwatch has been out. Overwatch came out in May 2016, and I believe this game's early access beta started in September of 2016. So this game has been out for a long time. I played it for the first time a few days ago. It launched this week, officially had its official open launch where the beta is now over, and this game is basically a launch product. It's a launched game. It's good to go. And I know it's had an extensive history of buffs, updates, patches, changes, all these little hot fixes to all the characters. I was reading up on its history. But what I wanted to do in this video is basically give my first impressions of the game, where it's at. Coming from someone who is currently a gold portrait player in Overwatch. In other words, I have a lot of time played in Overwatch, over 1,000 hours. And I hear a lot of people who play Overwatch, they don't like this game very much. They kind of speak bad about it. They call it the bootleg Overwatch, the ghetto Overwatch, whatever. And you see on the internet both sides going back and forth. Paladins copied Overwatch here, Overwatch copied Paladins here. I don't know the extensive history of who actually generated which ideas first, and to be honest, I don't care. I don't care about console wars or game wars. I'm just here to have fun and play games, and I'm not gonna pass up on Paladins just because I'm already invested into Overwatch. Right now, as a lot of people are saying on YouTube and stuff regarding Overwatch, the game is kind of in a rough place right now, rewarding low skill characters and punishing high skill characters. I'm looking at you, Moira, and Brigitte especially. But that's a topic for an entirely different video. Brigitte and the state of Overwatch right now, not very good. I still love Overwatch, but I decided to take a break from it, step away from all the shield bash and whatever Brigitte nonsense. And I decided to try Paladins. I figured, it's free to play, I'll download it. And I was actually really, really impressed. And it shows that this game has, received pretty good feedback from 2 years of beta, because it actually plays very polished. Now, to address the criticisms that a lot of Overwatch players have about this game, saying, oh, it's it's a shitty version, or, it's not very great quality. I don't feel that playing this game at all. It feels like aspects of it play like Overwatch. There's parts of it, to be honest, the game feels like it plays like Call of Duty and Overwatch, but I'm not saying it's copying them. I'm just saying that the stuff that I like about both those games, the fast-paced fluidity of Call of Duty and Overwatch, it's shown here. And what's nice about this game is it doesn't feel like it's a rip-off of Overwatch. I don't feel like I'm playing a different version of Overwatch when I play this game. Just if in the background now, I'm playing Maeve, who I guess is very similar to Genji. She's like the flanker. She uses knives. Genji uses shurikens. She has a pounce attack. Genji has his swift strike attack. I don't feel like I'm playing a crappy version of Genji when I play this character, nor would I say I'm playing a crappy version of Maeve when I play Overwatch. Instead, I feel like I'm playing an entirely unique and separate game that kind of exists in its own right apart from those games. Paladins feels like Paladins. It's not like it feels like Call of Duty or it feels like Overwatch. It just has similar aspects that make it very fun and enjoyable. The stuff that draws me to Overwatch and Call of Duty, the good Call of Duties, is what I have here. Fast pace, instant gratification. You can pick it up, do a few games, put it down, have a lot of fun. And then on the Overwatch, similar to Overwatch, it has that kind of thing going on where you feel really rewarding investing time into characters and learning from getting better with those characters, their moveset, who their counters are, who their counterplays are. And the best part about this game is I've gone in blind. I've only heard a few things, but I approached it with an open mind. I'd figured I'd try out a few characters from every class, and I'm loving every second I play this game. I've been addicted. I haven't played Overwatch in a long time. It's been almost a week, which is a very long time for me, because I play it, a lot of times I'll play it almost daily. And it's a lot of fun. There's very few times where I get mad at a death. If anything, I get more mad at teammates, because for some reason, at least in quick play, I haven't tried the rank in this game yet, so I can't vouch for how the ranked is. But in quick play, sometimes matchmaking can be skewed a little bit. You'll either stomp or get stomped. But there have been a lot of fantastic games, especially when I'm playing with my friends, where we'll have like a siege game go into overtime rounds, and it's really intense, and win or lose, it's just a really fun game. And it feels really rewarding. And what I like about this game, in comparison to Overwatch, is yes, you have roles, you have the tank, you have the DPS, you have the flankers, you have the supports, but they don't feel as like concrete, cemented into their roles. It's much more open to interpretation how you play those characters, and if you want to play them slightly different from, you know, what their class label is, the game is not going to punish you for it, unlike Overwatch. For example, there's a support in this game named Pip. He's like a little squirrel guy. He's a support, but it's very common to run him as a flank character. Now, if you were to try something like that with a support, you know, any of the supports, maybe Moira or Zenyatta, you'd probably get punished for it. Like, your team wouldn't receive enough healing, and you wouldn't output enough damage to really get enough out of the character to actually play the character correctly. It would just be a kind of jarring experience if you were to play Moira like a flanker. Like, you can pull it off in deathmatch, I guess, free-for-all. But in general, the game lets you play how you want and lets you interpret the way you want to play that role specifically. Yes, obviously, if you're playing like a tank, then you should be on the objective primarily and focused on that. But overall, there's a lot of flexibility. Even in the tank role, you can, if you have a second tank, you can have like a flank tank thing going on. Like you'll see in a bit, I get play the game playing Terminus, who's this big brawly frontliner, but I kind of do a flank. Like, I know the team is coming, most of my teammates are on point, they don't really need a barrier, and I see that the enemy team isn't the greatest, so I pull off, you know, a little flank triple kill. You'll see that later on with Terminus. First gameplay is Maeve in the background with the throwing knives. Really like her, one of my favorite characters so far. And then you guys will see some Tyra gameplay, like a Tyra play the game, and then I also have some Terminus gameplay. But like I was saying, this game feels really fluid and it's really fun. And at the end of the day, I think that's what matters most. You know, you play these games to have fun, and if you guys are like me and you're kind of tired of the Brigida bullshit, and you're tired of playing ranked in Overwatch because teammates are potatoes, try Paladins. It's free to play. You got nothing to lose. As far as money goes, you generate gold pretty fast if you want to unlock more heroes. The characters that are unlocked by default are honestly super fun. And if you sign up for Twitch Prime, which is free, you can get like a free trial membership. You can immediately unlock like 3 more characters. Like by default, you can unlock Bomb King, Cirrus, and there's a third one I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank on right now. Maeve! You can unlock Maeve, the throwing knife girl that I was using in the beginning of this video. You can unlock all 3 for free just for making a free Twitch Prime account. And then you get a bunch of free loot boxes for doing that also. Now, if you want to get more cosmetics and stuff, unlike Overwatch, you do have to put money in. That's how a free-to-play game works. Right now in the background, this is Terminus, probably my favorite tank to play in the game since I haven't unlocked Khan yet. But like I was saying, this game is very fun. It plays very well. It does not feel like a ghetto version of Overwatch. So if you're considering trying it out, I mean, I know this is nothing new. Paladins is nothing new. It's been around for like 2 years. But it's officially launched, and if you want to play it in its most polished form, which is right now, since it's been through 2 years of extensive buffs, patches, and all that stuff, I would say check it out. Coming from someone who has over 1,000 hours in Overwatch, primarily DPS, oriented characters, that's who I like to play. I think all the characters feel great. I think that the flanks are super fun, the damage characters are super fun, the tanks feel really good, and the supports are great. I really like especially what they did with the supports in this game, where they have a nice balance where you don't feel, none of the supports really feel like a complete punching bag, like maybe Mercy or Ana sometimes, where they're kind of defenseless. Like Mercy has to rely on Guardian Angel to kind of keep herself alive. Ana, she can defend herself, but if like a diva dives her, she can eat her whole kit. These supports can actually fend for themselves. Like, I like to play Yenos, and he can deal out a serious amount of damage while keeping his team up. Stuff like that. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you don't have any supports in this game that feel overbearing, like Moira shooting a damage orb and killing you down, like, the second spawn hallway of Hollywood when you're defending. Just throws an orb down a hallway, eats half your health. Or Brigida, which is the worst thing to come to Overwatch in a long time, at least in our current state. You don't have any supports like that feel just overbearing and like they out-damage the DPS. None of that garbage. it feels really fun, and it's more loose. Like it's a lot more forgiving mechanically because you can tell that the hitboxes on characters for like headshots and stuff is a lot larger than Overwatch, so you don't need to be as precise. But the customization in this game compared to Overwatch, as far as gameplay goes, not cosmetics but gameplay, the cosmetics are amazing. You just have to cough up money for them. But the actual gameplay is fantastic. Like, you have a bunch of perks. You have like 5 perk cards, and they do different things. Like, if you want to level up a certain trait that's like gain 100 health, it's like, oh, I think that's really important. I'll max that up to level 5. And you can make it so that like you get 500 health from that. So you can pick and choose which perks matter more to you. And it's kind of like the pick 10 system from Call of Duty. Again, borrowing from other games that have really fun create a class loadouts and customization options. That's present here, and the customization is great. And you also have the perks that you buy during a match to kind of, you know, counter the enemy team and or buff up yourself. Like if you're playing a tank, you may want to go with Haven. You can do damage blocking skills. If you're a flanker, you can purchase skills that instant heal you for everybody you kill. If you don't want to rely on getting kills and just doing damage, you can get lifesteal for your weapons. The list goes on and on. But the way you can customize your perks, not only your actual loadout that has your character-specific perks, but your perks in match, it allows for a lot of creativity, flexibility, and a whole tactical side that you don't really see in Overwatch. So, I honestly... It's super different. It's really fun. I encourage everybody to go out and give it at least a try. It takes about, I don't know, half an hour to download. It's like an 11 gigabyte download. It's super fun. Like, I'm having a blast. And when you're doing your loadout, another cool feature is that you can actually import the top level players of that character. So say I'm making a Victor class, I can actually import the top rated Victor player on PS4. I can use his exact loadout and tinker with it. I can adjust the strengths and the strength values of different perks. So it's, you know, get a good basis, like a groundwork if I don't know where I really want to start off with this character, and kind of build off from there. So it's super creative. And as far as characters being similar to Overwatch, what I really like is they took a bunch of characters like Overwatch. For example, Soldier 76 is a great example. They kind of have characters like that where multiple characters, it's basically like you took Soldier 76 and you split him into 2 characters. Like you have Victor, who, you know, has sustain because he can run away and sprint like Soldier can, but then you also have like Tyra, who's the other hit scan in the game, and she does more damage. She has a grenade launcher like Soldier's Helix rifle, and you can just mix and match, do stuff like that, where it feels like, yes, there's characters that are similar to characters in Overwatch, but they have like only half their kit, and those abilities are exaggerated, so you can really have more of like an emphasis on that certain character instead of Overwatch, where it's a much more kind of broad scope as far as roles go. This is much more specific and kind of customized to you. Do you like the running side of Soldier, or do you like the higher DPS side of Soldier? You can pick and choose that, the self-sustain or the high damage. That's just one example among many. But honestly, amazing game. I recommend you guys check it out. Really long video here, so I appreciate it if you guys stuck around for the whole thing. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe for more. These were basically my impressions of Paladins so far. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. MCKOOKIE out.